Now, I did a podcast a while ago saying what the three, I guess, psychological things you need to have in order to really succeed. And the first one, if you remember, was initiative. I didn't like making that video. That's probably the only video I didn't like to make, because in the back of my mind, the whole time I was like, God, if I got to tell these people to actually get up off their ass and trade, what are we even doing here? Why are they even watching? I don't like people that sit around and don't take initiative. I don't have a lot of respect for people like that, and it seems like I was making a video for them, so I just kind of felt weird inside making that one. But all the other ones I loved making, in particular the discipline video. I really do think if I was just judging myself and my channel, this is going to go down as one of the best videos I've ever done, because it affects everybody. We've all fallen prey to bad discipline, and there's really never been anybody out there to really expose a lot of these things that we do and really call it out and say, hey, look, if you keep doing this, you're never going to get anywhere. So let's recognize what these things are so we can stop doing them later. And I think that's just going to be probably the most helpful video that I've ever put out there, because you can always come back to it as well when you feel yourself slipping. And this video is going to be the same way. Even those of you in the YouTube comment section that have told me that you're very patient and you understand the long game, I don't 100% believe you. I 90% believe you. But I think there's always this sense of urgency that we have that can either be positive or negative. So let's dive deeper into that. So do you all remember the Marshmallow Test? Do you guys know what that is? So if you don't, back in the 60s and 70s at the University of Stanford, they gave these kids a test, and they said, okay, we're going to put this gross-ass marshmallow right in front of your face, and you can either eat it now or wait 15 minutes, and then if you can do that without eating it, we'll give you a second one. So it was a test really of patience and discipline. And the whole idea was to track their progress 20 some odd years down the road to see, okay, did those kids who had the ability, even at a young age, to delay gratification, did they come up more successful in life than the kids that couldn't wait? Because the original hypothesis was, yes, they would. And they were actually right. They said by the time they got into their late 20s, those who'd waited the longest during the Marshmallow Test had a lower BMI, which is body mass index, so they're in better shape, better sense of self-worth, pursue their goals more effectively, and cope better with stress and frustration. And those results wouldn't surprise me at all, because this kid probably went on to do great things, and this child is probably in jail somewhere. I mean, look at him. He fell apart over a marshmallow.
A common problem that I see with a lot of traders is they key their confidence level into their recent profits and losses. So we see these traders, right? They come in, they start dabbling with small amounts of money. If they happen to have, well, put it this way, right? This is the no-win scenario where trader goes nowhere. If he happens to lose, he jumps systems or does something. If he happens to win, which we both know is luck-driven, if he happens to win, then he builds his confidence level on that, and then he increases size. Sometimes he quits his job and goes out trading full-time or whatever, right? And their confidence level is super high, and then, of course, they're oversized at some point. They experience that normal loss, and then their confidence level hits the floor.
Yeah.
So how do we avoid that?
I mean, I think we got to look first at motivation and goals here. I mean, do you want to become a trader, or do you want to make money? And there's a subtle difference between those two. You can obviously do both, but if you want to make money, then go to the casino. I mean, it's certainly cheaper. They'll eventually, make you leave. But I mean, in reality, like the desire to become a trader implies a desire to develop competence, because there's nobody in their right mind that would look at seasoned traders and say, oh, I want to be like you, and then make 50K in a day and say, oh, I am like you. I mean, that's not how it works. And anybody who has developed competence in anything else understands that. So how do you like kind of break through the people who are just out there looking to make a quick buck? I don't have good answers right there. I mean, I think, you know, by and large, you know, at least in Western society.
Let me ask you another question. How do you know? How do you know that you're the person who's just looking for quick money versus the person who's going to be a trader? Because I have a lot of people who I talk to where when I look at what they're doing, they're looking for easy money, but they swear they're trying to become a great trader.
Yeah,
if you want to cross that.
I haven't worked. So you've got more experience in that. You know, the people that I work with, and you know, typically the people that buy my books are ones that kind of raise their hand and say, you know, yes, I want to actually work to get better, whether it's at my mental game, you know, or becoming a better poker player, trader, or, you know, you name it. So yeah, I mean, breaking through delusion is tough. Breaking through that layer of overconfidence is tough. You know, by and large, people in Western society tend to be overconfident. You know, you look at the research, 60 to 70% of people believe that they have above average intelligence, you know, have above average, you know, sense of humor and
I'm probably one of them, right? As are you, right?
I mean, it's just endemic in society, right? So by and large, you're going to think, okay, you know, I'm going to be the one that's going to make easy money. I mean, I think if people knew what the road looked like, you know,
they probably wouldn't take it.
They probably wouldn't take it, or at least they would at least be prepared for it. Yeah, it wasn't. And if they wouldn't take it because their true motives were, you know, kind of not aligned with the reality, then that's not a bad thing, right? If you want to become a trader, you've got to be prepared, you know, to do the work. I've got clients who've struggled for 3 years to become profitable, right? And that doesn't mean that every trader has to go through those struggles, right? Some people do get lucky and find a good system for them. They get lucky, or they are already kind of, you know, have established, you know, firm understandings of the nature of variance and the nature of the markets and what they need to do to be successful. So yeah, you can learn faster, but if you make money in the first 3 to 6 months, you know, the odds are very great that you're just getting lucky. And if at a minimum, you should just assume that that's true. You know,
I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Assume that's true.